10 factors affect the production of vitamin D in the skin in the sun. Let's see what those 10 factors are. The 10 factors that affect the production of vitamin D in the skin in the sun. I'm sure you know that vitamin D is made in the skin when it is exposed to sunlight ultraviolet B radiation with wavelength between 290 and 315 nanometers. As you can see on the slide, there are three types of solar ultraviolet radiations, type A, B, and C. Ultraviolet type A, its wavelength is between 320 and 400 nanometers. This is 95% of total UV radiation, and also this is a major skin carcinogen. Ultraviolet type B, its wavelength is between 290 and 320 nanometers. This is about 5% of the total UV radiation. This is required for vitamin D synthesis, and this is also a major skin carcinogen. And finally, ultraviolet type C, its wavelength is between 100 and 290 nanometers. This is mostly removed by the ozone layer. The first factor is time of day. To understand better what time of day you make most vitamin D in your skin in the sun, you need to understand a couple of things. The zenith. The zenith is an imaginary point on the celestial sphere directly above a person. The zenith angle is the angle between the sun rays and the vertical direction, and the angle between the sun rays and the horizontal direction is called altitude angle. Let's apply the zenith and the zenith angle to this person in a desert. This is going to be zenith, sun rays, and this is the zenith angle. The smaller the zenith angle, the more vitamin D you make. Or the closer to the midday, the more vitamin D you make. In general, you make most vitamin D in your skin from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. Remember this rule. If your shadow is shorter than your height, you are making enough vitamin D in the skin in the sun. We have two images in here. On the image on the right, this person, as you can see, the shadow is much longer than his height, so this person is not making enough vitamin D. But on the image on the left side, definitely you can see that this person, his shadow is much shorter than his height. So the person on the left is making enough vitamin D. The second factor is season of the year. Most vitamin D is made in the skin during the month of June and July. It's because the solar zenith angle has been decreased. During the month of winter, vitamin D is not formed in the skin, or it is extremely minimal. It is because the solar zenith angle has been increased. The third factor is latitude. Latitude is a horizontal line that measures the distance of a location in north or south of the equator. As you can see on this slide, the equator is considered 0, and moving toward the North Pole or the South Pole, we have 90 degrees. During the winter, above latitude of approximately 35 degrees north and below latitude of approximately 35 degrees south, vitamin D is not made in the skin, or it is very minimal. As you can see on the slides, I have highlighted in here regions with blue rectangle. You make vitamin D enough in the regions that are located within that blue rectangle. In general, the further away you live from the equator, the less vitamin D you make in the skin, in the sun. The fourth factor is age. Elderly people have less 7-dehydrocholesterol in their skins. 7-dehydrocholesterol is the precursor for vitamin D. Therefore, their capacity to make vitamin D in their skin is very low. People over the age of 65 make vitamin D 4 times less in their skin than younger people. The fifth factor is skin pigmentation. People of color produce less vitamin D. It's because melanin, which is the primary determinant of skin color and pigmentation, is a natural sunscreen and effectively absorbs solar radiation from 290 to 700 nanometers. This will decrease the production of provitamin D in the skin by 10 times. The sixth factor is sunscreens. Sunscreens absorb solar violet B radiations, this will decrease significantly the production of vitamin D in the skin. A sunscreen with a sun protection factor of 30 absorbs approximately 95 to 98% of solar ultraviolet B radiation. This will decrease the production of vitamin D by 97.5% if applied properly. The seventh factor is clothing. Clothing absorbs ultraviolet B radiation, decreasing the production of vitamin D in covered areas. Factor number 8 is glass and plexiglass. Glass and plexiglass effectively absorb most ultraviolet B radiation. Therefore, if you get exposed to sunlight through glass or plexiglass, you are not making vitamin D. Factor 9 is air pollution. Air pollution decreases the production of vitamin D in the skin. It because decreases solar ultraviolet B radiation reaching Earth's surface. This is why vitamin D deficiency is more common in urban regions than in rural regions. In polluted air, unfortunately, aerosols and gases such as ozone, sulfur dioxide, and nitrous oxide absorb solar ultraviolet B radiation, blocking it reaching the Earth. And finally, factor number 10 is cloudy weather. Clouds can reduce the amount of ultraviolet B radiation reaching Earth's surface. In a cloudy day, the production of provitamin D can be reduced by about 20%.